morning. It's Beth Brown at Gryphon Art, coming to you from deep in the heart of West Texas. Cup of coffee. I didn't record anything last week. It was a busy week. I didn't have anything to say, to be honest. There was nothing new. There was nothing super important that was going on last week. This week, I'm feeling a little more inspired, a little more excited. You know, creative process is interesting. It's very subjective. It's different for every person. And there are times when I fall not necessarily into a rut, but into a place where I've got to find something different from whatever it is I've been currently working on and stop that thing. For me, it's been the Abstract Florals workshop, which has been excellent. And if you get the chance to take it, it's with Donna Downey. If you get the chance to take it, I recommend it. It's all online. I think it's about 6 weeks. We're in week 4. And I had done so much with it that I had to stop and take a breather and find something else to work on. So I went back to the trusty YouTube School of Art and found some videos that my friend Vicki had put up recently. I always talk about Vicki, and I probably always will. I hope I get to meet her in person someday. Let's meet in person, Vicki. Let's do it. Let's just do it. She was putting together a little thing that she called a jigsaw journal. And I was like, all right, well, I'll watch it because I watch your videos, but I'm probably not going to make it. I did. What she did was she took a large piece. I think she told me it was 22 by 24 inch sheet of 140 pound cold pressed watercolor paper. And she cut it in such a way that the one sheet would fold all up into a book and make a signature. And I think she said she put 2 of them in her journal. I don't remember. But I didn't have any sheets of watercolor that big. I had an 11 by 19. And so my book, once it was all cut and trimmed, turned out to be fairly small, about the size of an artist trading card, or ATC. And what I did was use some cardboard. This was the back of a pad of paper, so it's not expensive cardboard, but it is pretty thick. And I put cardboard on the ends, and once you get it cut and folded, it comes out like this. And you can work on all these surfaces. You can work this way, which I have started. You can work back the other way, which is this way, or you can work this way. And it's excellent. I'm going to give you some linky love to Vicki's 2 videos. She's got one about the cutting and folding the paper, and then she's got one where she was working on her cover. So I'm gonna link to that because this was all not from my head at all. But I did wind up with this neat ATC sized little tiny journal, and it's gonna give me a good opportunity to use up lots of these little bits and pieces that don't necessarily go on a larger piece because they get lost. And I love little bits of paper like this. It's not real ephemera. It's reproduced stuff, but I love the way it looks. See the little tickets, little thing that says airmail, and they will go in this little tiny journal. I'm not buying anything new. I'm using up stuff that I have, which is always good. And these numbers, how about these? These show up in Inspiration Wednesday a lot, an art journaling class that I take. There's one that's a keyboard. This is awesome. Probably from some secretarial school in the 50s, you know, where you went to learn to take shorthand and all that. I never learned that. I never learned shorthand. It'd be cool, though. So this took me, honestly and truly, I fudged. Okay, sorry, I had to take a minute to compose myself. I goofed up the ties on it in the beginning. At first, I made the cover larger than the pages and thought that I would just poke holes in the cover and then wrap some twine through the holes to hold it together so that I could travel with it, or that so it wouldn't pop open while I was working in it. However, when the covers were larger than the pages, I was unable to lay it flat. So I cut it off, those covers, and cut them down to be flush with the pages. And now I'm just kind of thinking about a way to secure it. I could probably poke crocodile some holes through here, one there and one back here, and do the same on the other side and just tie them together that way. But then I think I would really like the ties to be attached to it, so I'm not having to pull the ties out and lace them back through every time, and I'm not losing them. If anybody knows of, is there a company that makes a strap, like a snappy kind of thing to go around? Do those exist in the craft world? I don't sew. Please don't ask me to sew. I thought about Velcro tabs. Velcro tabs might work. They're not really pretty, though. They're kind of, I don't know. I'm just going to have to consider that. Anyway, Vicki attaches hers to the book. You can see that in her video and see if that's something that you like. Let's talk about products, okay? Because I have an exciting one to show. But I'm going to save it for last. Don't look. So, we had a new Walmart open up by our house. And I was real excited that I didn't have to drive all the way across town to go to my favorite Walmart anymore. I say drive across town like it's a big city. It takes me all of about 10 minutes to get over there, but now it only takes me 3 because it's right down the road. And my children have been so excited. The first time we went there, you'd have thought we were going to Six Flags because we were going to the new Walmart. It was a big deal. Walmart has expanded their craft section measurably in the last couple of years. They have decent canvas board. You can get Canson paper there. I am not a huge fan of the semi-fluid acrylics. They're not really heavy bodies there, but they're not really fluids. They're the Daler and Rowney, and I only have one. I wasn't a big fan of this. It's student grade. It says there. Oh, it says made in England. Well, that's cool. It seems to have a lot of filler in it, and it doesn't move that great, and I don't use it that often, so I only have one. However, they do carry the Daler and Rowney gloss medium and matte medium. These are really, really good, and they're not expensive, about $3, $4 a tube, and I go through these things like crazy, and that's going to be a much nicer option for me instead of going all the way over to the art store and getting Liquitex or Golden, which I will do if I have the budget and if I have the time and I'm wanting to fiddle with it. These are excellent. These are excellent. See, everything's still opposite. I'm working on it. I picked up, we did some jelly plating last week in Craft It Live, and I'll show you the jelly plate. Most of you guys know what a jelly plate is. This is a jelly plate. It's a gel printing plate. You do mono printing with it. It's mono printing without a press. That's their tagline. But I have a jelly plate. And so you lay paint on it, and then you lay your paper on it and pull the paper off and do jelly print pulls. Where did they go? Holy mackerel. I made a whole stack of them. Anyway, we did some jelly printing. And you can, with the jelly printing plate, you can lay stencils on it and pick up different patterns. You can make patterns with bubble wrap or, what is it? Plastic wrap. And I will link to that video also. so that you can see how a jelly plate works. I'm not going to go into that. But I bought some stuff to lay on my jelly plate that I thought would look cool. It was this little bag of burlap numbers and letters and adhesive die cut burlap. I probably won't take the adhesive off when I use the jelly plate because I don't want it to stick to the plate. But how cool will those look after they're jelly plated and they get some paint on them? $3. And how many are in here? Is it going to tell me? Let's see. 43 pieces. And it was $3. I found that. This is all from Walmart now. I found a Canson pad of acrylic paper. For the Abstract Florals workshop, I've been using the large pad of acrylic paper because it was all I could find at the time. A big old large pad like this. And I've been cutting them down. This is 12 by 12. And I cut them down to 6 by 6. So I wind up with 4 panels. And these are 5 by 8.5. 5.5 by 8.5. They're a little bit larger. But this whole pad was $2. $2. Maybe $2.50. And it's got a nice, acrylic paper usually has some sort of linen type finish to it. It's nice and thick. I was really glad to find that. Oh, look, and it's got a nice paper usage chart inside. I'll probably save that, actually. I got some stickers for my daughter's chore chart. We wanted to find some that were relatively all the same size and would fit inside our grid, so we got some stickers. I picked up some Cambridge graph paper so that I can practice my lettering. I had a few sheets here that was quite old and it wasn't taking the ink from my markers very well, and eventually I ran out of it. So I've got some Cambridge graph paper. It looks like it'll hold up okay. This was, I don't know, $3, $3.50, something like that. Oh, this is a letter from my daughter's school. You don't want that. And then I found an 8.5 by 11 hardback journal. This is Royal and Langnickel, which is not an expensive brand. Langnickel? Langnickel. Yeah, I said that right. This is a hardback journal. And I'm going to go ahead and open it up. I love this blue color. It's not teal. It's not robin's egg blue. It's sky blue, I guess we'll say. Hardcover. The pages are blank. It's actually a sketchbook. I am not going to sketch in it. I might, but I doubt it. I'm going to use this as a bullet journal for some of my business-ended things. It's large enough. It's larger than my other bullet journal, my daily one, which is a Moleskine. Quite a bit larger. Here they are together. And this is the one I use every day. This one, I picked up a tip from Boho Berry, and I will link to her video about journals. And she has an excellent channel that's all about bullet journaling. But I wanted a bigger spread so that I could lay out a calendar and so that I could brainstorm and do a little more planning. And this was $5 at Walmart. And I would really prefer that it be graphed or dotted in the inside, but it's not. So I'm not going to sweat it. I'll just use a ruler. The paper, is it going to tell me what poundage the paper is? It's not super, super thick, but it's nice. It's a nice buff color, cream buff color. So there was that. Now, the last one, because I'm so excited still. I got a new iPad. I got the 9-inch iPad Pro in rose gold because we all know that I want to be Vicki when I grow up. Vicki had posted about using hers. Some other friends that I know that work in graphic design, and I do some graphic design, not a ton, but I do some. We're working in it, and I simply was not using my laptop anymore. There is a shop here in town that gave me an excellent trade-in on my laptop. another second generation iPad, and a couple of old iPhones, and all of it went toward purchasing this. I paid very, very little out of pocket, and I'm so glad. It's so fast. It's so fast. And I was reading an article that said uh, the author's opinion was that Apple is probably trying to get you to use the iPads instead of laptops. But the bottom line is just it won't do everything that a desktop or a laptop will do. However, it fits my needs fine. I have a Bluetooth keyboard. If I'm traveling, I'm just going to toss that keyboard in my suitcase and have my iPad for reading and for Instagram and work-related blogging and that kind of thing. It's going to meet my needs very, very well, and I'm so excited. The other thing that I want to try that I got to demo it in the store is the Apple Pencil. It seems so awesome. I did not purchase it right away. I'm going to hang out a little bit and see if they make some improvements on it. I also have another drawing stylus that is recommended is the Paper 53 pencil. Paper 53 is an app, a drawing app, sketching app. So it's less expensive than the Apple Pencil, but I'm fairly all right with the stylus that I have right now. I do have a Wacom tablet. They're lower end bamboo. It's called a bamboo. I'm going to try and sell that this week because I don't need it anymore. I'm so excited about it. I didn't put any games on it. No. I have a couple games on my phone that I play when I'm being a vegetable. Excuse me. But I'm not going to put any games on it. It's going to be, I want to keep it fairly clean and empty for pictures and things like that. I took a couple of test photos on it this week. It's great. It's really great. I'm loving it. So excited. Anything else? Oh, these were the covers that I made the first time around for that little journal. This was the inside. Those are the pages I glued down, so you can see how it wasn't opening right, and that was the outside. But I'll use these for something else. I'll think of, maybe I'll get a piece of paper that's large enough to cut down and fold into this size. We'll see. We shall see. That's about it. Yeah, that's about it for today. I'm only at 12 minutes. I'm working on some art-related goals that don't have anything to do with making art. Hence the reason for the business journal. I struggle with adult ADD, and I need routine to make things make sense. Otherwise, I'm all over the place. And people that have known me for years know this about me and tease me about it, and good-naturedly, that's fine. I'm very self-aware. I know it's there. I take medicine for it now, and it's been like a whole world opened up. And so some of the business-related goals that I would like to achieve, and I'm telling you this for accountability purposes, okay? To blog regularly, more than just posting these videos and a link list. To take more photos and update photos on the website more regularly. To cross-promote with friends who are artists. I'm formulating a larger grand scheme plan in the back of my head that I've talked with a few people about. And I don't know if it'll ever happen. I'm not going to go into it now. But to get to that point, there needs to be more consistency with my not necessarily promotion of myself, just keeping up with the things that are readily available to other people. A website is readily available, and it needs to be tended to regularly. I can't throw it out there and expect that people would automatically come to it. So that and process videos are another one. You can see back here my awesome camera mount, overhead camera mount that my husband built for me, and my little Gorilla Pod for filming. I'm still trying to work the lighting situation right. I have some little small lights, the one I use for this, and I don't have any big lights on stands. I'm not interested in spending a whole bunch of money on that. But so regularly blogging, updating the website, and making more process videos. I get hung up about process videos because I feel like it's all been done. I don't want to do stuff other people have done. So that's where the brainstorming is going to come in. What can I do that is maybe a little more different, maybe a little more unique, maybe a spin on something you haven't seen before? Those are my business-related goals, and finding a routine that works for me. You know, I spend a little bit of time each day in devotion and meditation. And I was doing it at 5:30 in the morning, and I have been doing that for about 3 weeks, maybe a month. And I'm getting to the point that I'm fading during the day from getting up early and staying up late. So, there is no right or wrong answer to those things. There's no, you must have a devotion time at 5:30 or you're going to have a bad day. I don't think the world works like that. I don't think God works like that. I think, well, the only thing I heard when I was praying about it, at the risk of sounding a little weird, the only thing I heard when I was praying about it was spend time with me. Spend time with me. There's never been any direction of do it at this time or do it at that time. All I heard was spend time with me. And so I'm going to examine how some different ways of having my daily devotion work, and at the same time spend some real time thinking and planning and seeing how Gryphon Art should look. Should it be a business even? Should it be an outreach? Should it be, oh, I don't like that word. I feel like the word outreach implies assimilation. We are going to change you. Should it be more engagement oriented? So anyway, finished up my session of art classes with my Girl Scouts. We have one lesson left next week. They have been an absolute blast and so much fun during their art lessons, and they're going to earn their art badges from our little lessons. That's cool. Maybe I'll film them next week. Maybe I'll get their permission next week and do a little video with them. We're going to talk about how art benefits communities and art therapy, and they're going to paint canvas panels on their own. So hopefully incorporating some of the stuff we talked about. So as you go out into this day to find something to put a nice little bow on this, remember that there's no right or wrong answer when you're planning. Just spend time with it. If you're so inclined to make Vicki's journal, I want to see pictures. I know she would love to see pictures. That would be a blast. I want to know what you're working on. Get out there, do something, make something, and as always, my friends, remember to give love.